Hello, hello. Happy Sunday, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. If this is your first time joining me, my name is Kim Dent, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I've been a demonstrator for 21 years. I live in Maryland Heights, Missouri, and I love teaching people how to make really cute, quick and easy greeting cards. Thanks for tuning in. If you're jumping in, please say hello. Or if you found me through YouTube, through my YouTube channel, please click that subscribe button and also hit that bell, and then you'll be notified every single time I post a YouTube video. Hello, hello, my friends. It's good to see you. Well, let me sync my laptop and we will get started. I'm wondering how many of you have stamped this today, especially since it's been rainy. Hi, Murph. Hi, Jill. It was a good day to stay in and stamp. So I've been downstairs all afternoon. Hello, Mr. Dent. Let me see what I can do here. Dent. Oh, there we go. Let me see. We're in. All right. Well, I have two really pretty, I usually say cute and adorable cards, but the two cards that I've created for you that I worked on this afternoon, they're pretty. I was asked by a friend, one of the cards that we're making, I was asked by a friend to make a special wedding card, and so I decided to kill two birds with one stone, and one of the cards that you'll watch me make today is that very pretty wedding card. And then the second one is another floral card used, I'm using some Saleabration products. So let me flip my camera around. Hello, Valerie. Let's see. Hi, Julie. Hi, Lynn. All right. Hang on tight. Here we go. This is always the bumpy part of the road when I'm doing my Facebook Lives. I wish I had some fancy assistant just doing all that work for me, but sometimes it's a little rough, but tonight I'm very thankful. It looks like that went really easily. So if you are, hi Kathy, good to see you. My goodness, you have been busy, girl. I'm so proud of you. My friend Kathy, who lives in North Dakota, stamps cards for soldiers. And Kathy, if you would like to share while I'm stamping, if you would like to share the name of that group, I want to make sure I don't want to say it and then the name of it isn't wrong, but Kathy stamps cards for soldiers, and I'm part of that Facebook group, and her cards were just posted, and I don't know how many made Kathy, but they were just all adorable, and what a wonderful thing to stamp cards for our troops. So if you would like to put in the comments the name of that group, I would love for you to share it, because I know I have some of my Stampin' friends who would love to maybe be a part of it and join that group also. So thanks. All right. If you are hopping on for the first time, this is the name, or this is my website, kimdent.stampinup.net. Right now I have a host code. You can see it right here, that if you would like to place an order that's $149.99 or less, and you want to help me out, please use this code. If your order is $150 or more, do not use this code, because I want you to receive the Stampin' rewards. So do not use this code. And if you ever place a big order during the year, now is the time to do it, because Saleabration is going on from the 1st of July through August 31st. And with every $50 order, $50 or $100 order, you get to pick a free item out of this adorable catalog. And I believe I've got I think now I have all of the products that are in here. The one thing that I want to tell you about is the products in this catalog are while supplies last. And so there is one, which kind of was, I fell in love with it. This product right here is now sold out. So the pool party and soft seafoam cards and envelopes are now gone. And then the reason I bring this up is that if you are in love with any of the items in here and you're holding off placing your order, don't do it. Don't do it. Place your order fast. This is what we're using tonight. Don't wait, because they have told us it is while supplies last. And I had a couple of ladies, I had to give them a call because they did choose that for their free celebration item, the pool party cards and envelopes. And so they had to pick something else, which there's lots to choose from. But don't wait. Don't wait to place your celebration order. And thank you, Kathy. So Kathy, the group that she belongs to is called Cards for Soldiers. And if you want more information after this, I can, oh, my little light's going out. If you would like more information on Cards for Soldiers, or if you just want to look them up on Facebook, Kathy is a member of that group, and I am also. So, yeah, look them up. We always have extra, it seems like extra cards laying around. We love to stamp. That's why we're here. And what a wonderful thing to be able to brighten a soldier's day. So thank you, Kathy. Thanks for sharing that with us. All right. The first card that I'm going to make for you today, like I said, it is, I'm a flower girl. So this is called an overlapping flap card. And it is made with the stamp set in Saleabration along with the DSP called Wonderful World. And I used this last week. And then I was going to make another card, a totally different card, not using this. And then this was still sitting here by my table. And I watched the YouTube video for the overlapping flap card. And I thought, I think I can turn that into a really cute card using the same flower stamp set. So I'm saving the other card for you for next week. But Brenda Rose Johnson, if she's watching tonight, I don't know if she is or not, but last week I think I asked, what flower is this? I used the iris. That's one of the reasons that I had to have this stamp, because it reminds me of my grandma. She raised irises. And Brenda spoke up, and Brenda said, I think she said it was her favorite flower, which is the cornflower. And I looked it up, and I'm pretty sure Brenda is correct. The cornflowers that I looked up look very, very similar to these two right here. I also found out that they are not in just these deep, beautiful blues or purples. They also come in very pretty shades of pink. So this card is really easy to make. And I got the idea for the overlapping flap card from Rachel Kuhn, and then she got the idea from Lisa Curcio. And so I'm going to pull out my supplies and we'll get started. So before I get started, I'm going to pull out the DSP. I love to share the DSP. I have not cut this up to 6x6. This is the piece that I have used the most of, and as you can tell, I'm down to just little, I can get a couple more cards out of this, but I'm down to small pieces because I've used this one the most. And so there it is in Old Olive and Pear Pizzazz. This is the paper that I said it reminds me of vintage wallpaper, with the roses, and there's some orchids in there, and oh, there's another flower I don't know the name of, and then some pretty Daffodil Delight stripes. This reminds me of a little print that you would use probably, I don't know, like little girl's old-fashioned dress. And then there's another one, looks more like wallpaper to me. I have seen some beautiful cards made out of this. And I the reason that I love it is you can cut out these images. You don't even have to have the stamp set. You could cut out the images and make gorgeous cards. And I've seen, go on Pinterest or YouTube, there's demonstrators making all sorts of gorgeous cards just with cutting out, fussy cutting the flowers out. And then this one. And then this one and some pretty, this looks like roses and some lilies, I think. And I don't know, some other little flowers in there. There's that one. And then this one is another favorite of mine, just because it's another very clever demonstrator I've seen where they take like a circle punch or a circle die and cut these out, these little floral images, and then put them up, pop it up on top of a banner. And then you can just, you know, another one where you don't even have to do the stamping. Really cute, petite little flowers are so cute. And then that one on the other side. So, hello, Brenda. Oh, we're making a card with cornflowers. I thought of you when I was making this card. All right. Let's see. I've got the kit right here. So you're going to need a piece of 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 Orchid or Oasis, 3 3/4 by 5. That's the piece we're going to stamp on. This layer goes behind that white one, and it is, I just thought it needed a little something to make it pop. So it's 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, and that goes behind the white. And then we've got, these are our little panels. This one is 3 1/2 by 4. You're going to score it at the 1/2 inch on the short side. And you can see that's what, it makes a square, but you've scored on the half side, and that's what we're going to use to attach this little hinge to the back side to make one of the flaps. Then we've got another one. This is on the left side of mine. This is on the right side, so I should flip this around. This piece measures 3 by 3 1/2. You're going to score it a 1/2 inch on the short side. And then these are our DSP pieces. We need a 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 piece DSP that's going to go on top of this one. 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. This goes behind our stamped image. Oh, thank you, Shirley. This is the piece we're going to stamp on, 2 1/2 by 2 1/2, which looks really small. And then when I was doing it, picking out the cornflowers, I thought, well, I don't know if I can make it fit, but it works. So 2 1/2 by 2 1/2, and then 2 little pieces, 1 inch by 3 3/4, and this is going to be attached to the top and the bottom of our white piece. All right, sit that right. Let's see, right there. All right, if you'd like to take a screenshot of the kit, please do so now, and then we'll start stamping. And okay, I hope that was enough time for y'all. If you ever have a question or you're not sure about a measurement, please message me, or you can call me. I love to talk on the phone. And I'd be happy to, you know, fill you in or explain something a little bit better if you missed it on the Facebook Live or the YouTube video. So 2 1/2 inches by 2 1/2 inches. We're going to pull out the cornflower, and it's really a big stamp. Can you see this? But we're only going to use the top portion of it. So I'm going to use the same technique that I used last week. I'm going to take, let's see, I think I'm going to color on the stems first. I'm taking, this is our Stampin' Right markers. So this is Old Olive. There's a brush tip and a fine point, and there's, you can obviously see on the black barrel of it, there's the brush and the fine point, but also this side is got a wide line on it, and this one has a skinny line on it, so you can grab it quickly. So I'm just going to take my brush tip end, And I don't have to do all of the stems. Like I said, we're only going to use partial stamp. And close that up. Remember, I told you, you always want to store your markers horizontally, never vertically, because then the ink runs to one end. So always store them like this. And then I'm going to take my, this is Orchid Oasis, and I'm just going to color directly onto the red rubber. Now, someone asked me last week, they said, does this work on photopolymer stamps? I have seen demonstrators use this technique where you're coloring directly onto the stamp, a photopolymer stamp. I don't tend to believe that this works best with the red rubber. I've tried it before with photopolymer and I have not been happy with the results. So, but I have, like I said, I have seen demonstrators use it before where they use this technique where they're coloring directly onto the stamp. Okay, I'm just going to add a little bit to the centers because Brenda, I Googled the cornflower, and I think you were right. I said that in the beginning. And they have kind of deep, dark, just like Starry Sky centers. And then I'm going to add a little bit on the tips. And then I'm going to go do the same thing on this bottom one. And then you see I made like a circle, but I am going to fan that out because I don't want it to look like a perfect circle in the middle there. And then I'm going to do the tips. And you don't have to do all of them. Just flick your marker. And then I see where I missed. Thank you, Brenda. I see where I missed some stem right here. So I'm going to go back in. Okay, if you were watching last week, you know what's next. This funny little technique that you do, you huff like Darth Vader onto this. What that does, it moistens the stamp back up and makes it so the ink on the stamp will transfer to the cardstock. So I can't do this without laughing. All right, and then I'm going to put the flowers in on an angle and give it a nice press. Now you can see I'm going to leave this here just a second because I want to make sure that ink transfers. Oh, gorgeous. All right, I'm going to set my stamp to the side as well as my markers. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Seal. Add a little bit of seal to this layer. Now this was just an idea that I had. I thought I've been doing this more where you just add like a square behind the image, a little bit of DSP, and it adds just a little bit of pop to your card. So that gets layered on, although it's so pretty. Look, I love that sheet. All right, this piece is going to get layered onto our first panel, which is 3 by 3.5. And then I think you can see where I've scored it on the 1/2 inch, the short side, and that's going to become our hinge. You know what, Jill, I have the smaller, I have the small one, the one I'm working on right now, on the right-hand side, but I've seen it done both ways where, you know, like I think if I wanted to use more of that cornflower and had a larger piece, like, you know, I could have just as easily used this piece and put the smaller one on the opposite side. So there, that is done, except I'm going to bring in a little Wink of Stella. Now remember, this is a very vibrant color, a deep color, and I've taught this in classes where this Wink of Stella can almost become like a paintbrush it can pick up the pigment and transfer it. I don't really want to do that now. I don't want to I want to just put the Wink of Stella, you know, on the top of the flower. I don't really want it to bleed or blend that much. So be careful when you're using it, especially on these dark, vibrant colors and multiple layers like I added with the markers, because if I would have swirled this around, that ink would have bled. And sometimes we want it to do that, but other times, like tonight, I'm happy with, and here I can see where it's kind of bleeding a little bit right there, but that's okay. We're just using it a little bit. So just be aware that when you use Wink of Stella, it does become, you know, kind of like a paintbrush or a watercolor brush, I guess I could say. And but for tonight, I just wanted the sparkle to stay right on top of those flowers. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is, here's my other panel, and it's 3.5 by 4, scored a 1/2 inch on the short side, and that becomes the hinge on the left-hand side of the card. So set this out of the way, and I'm going to bring in my DSP 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. I'm going to center it. So my 2 panels are ready. Now I'm going to put together this piece. Love this. This color is Orchid Oasis. The measurements are 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So it's like a standard card size. We're just making a little fancy fun fold with this. So that's the back. And then the next layer, oh no, I don't want to do that. I'm going to do the stamping on this first. You know why? Because I want all this done before I put the hinges and assemble it. I did that the first time I made the card. I'm going to bring in Orchid Oasis. And then I want to show you a new stamp that I just pulled out of the box today. It's always fun. This is a stamp set from the mini catalog, and it's called Very Best Occasions. So really, when I was looking at this, I was looking for the words, may your days be happy, your heart be light, your Christmas merry, and the new year bright. I love that. And then on the bottom here, with a little more sparkle and a little less stress, let's make this Christmas. It's the very best. I love that one. But look at this is 12 stamps. I love this happy birthday. This is beautiful. Thinking of you. I love the font. And then there for the inside with comfort and love. Love you, mean it. Love you, miss you. And you make my life happier. You're the best ever. Endlessly grateful. It's one of those stamps that if you love words, you've got to get this one. It's in the July through December mini catalog. So I pulled it out, and then we're going to use this one, sending you smiles for every moment of your special day. And what a sweet birthday sentiment. All right, this is going to go in the very middle. Who loves word stamps like I do? If it's flowers or it's words, I have to have it. All right, I'm going to make sure this is dry. We're going to glue this one onto, now this is the starry sky. And I just did this, I think I said in the beginning, I just wanted a little bitty, teeny, is that like 1/16th? Layer behind that to make it pop. I can see I'm a little crookedy right there, but we're going to go with it. The next thing I'm going to put on is my 2 little skinny strips. This is 1 inches by 3 3/4. And I want to pay attention. I want my flowers going in the right direction. So pay attention to that. If you've got a DSP pattern that you don't want them, well, I guess you could have them upside down, but I can definitely tell it's directional on this one. So That's a little crooked. Get on there. There we go. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take on these hinges right here, I'm going to place my Stampin' Seal. And a little extra because it's a moving piece. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this panel and put it in and kind of line it up. I want to make sure that this panel goes right into the crease. See how easy it is, girls? And then same with this one. A little extra, but you don't go over that score line. Just like that. And then I'm putting a little extra Stampin' Seal on the back side. And this goes onto our Starry Sky, or sorry, Orchid Oasis. And then the last thing, I'm going to bring in probably my, oh my goodness, newest favorite. It's just, I know yesterday I had a team event, and Cheryl Spencer, who loves pearls like I do, who's watching tonight, we were gaga. We are gaga over these iridescent pearls. Iridescent pearls. The pearls that we have, the basic pearls we have, are very pretty, but these iridescent pearls, they are so good. So I really tried. I was like, I've got a lot of like little diamond, you know, I've got those, the diamond jewels. And I was going to use them, and then these were sitting right here, and then I was like, no, I'm using the iridescent pearls because I love them so much. Let's see. I think one of mine, I lost a little pearl. I'm going to have to reapply on this original one. 3 little pearls. Yes. And I see on this one I lost one, so... or maybe I was in, no, I think I always put 3, although on the next one, you'll be surprised. I used more than 3 just because it's a special card. All right, girls. This is called the Overlapping Flap Card. Thank you. Thanks, Jill. And you know what? I did notice this. That's okay, though. I think I was supposed to center this piece, like on my original one. This piece was to be centered in between this panel, and I didn't really do that on my second card. But you know what? The person that gets this card will never know. There you go. You can see a little bit of the difference. All right, set these to the side, and I'm going to pull out the wedding card. So I started saying yesterday I had a small team event where it was very fun. We watched it was a live event originally, and it took place, it was a virtual live event that took place when I was on the Alaskan cruise. And so my friend Lynn Zerby, who's on my team, who's watching tonight, she said, if they're going to record it, do you think we could, if you've been to Higher Grounds or Zion Lutheran, the Fellowship Hall, you know, we have this fantastic projector with a screen, like a mini movie screen. And Lynn had the idea that if it was recorded, could we do this event using the projector? It was also technical. Thankfully, my pastor and I have to thank Chuck Mueller from our church, who got it all set up for me, because I never would have been able to do it. So we had this event. We were able to watch it on this mini movie screen, and it was lovely. And we had a great time. And so I want to share 3 of the cards that we made from the event. It was called Creativity Now. And the products that we used are from the suite Splendid Day, which is on page 64 and 65 of the mini catalog. Now, this suite I looked at this yesterday, or when we were ordering, when we were registering for the event. I wasn't really excited about it. I thought it was kind of funny that we're in this mini catalog. I used to call this the holiday catalog, and this does not look very holiday-ish or winter, fall, winter-ish, but I am in love with it now. And once we made the cards, we did 3 of the cards that we did yesterday. I had this friends who are going to a special family member's wedding this next weekend. And I thought, this is what I'm going to use. And the words, so in Splendid Thoughts, you can see it's 9 stamps. This is eucalyptus. I don't know what this is. This is obviously a bumblebee. Let me pull this down a little bit. And then there's also dies that go with it that all fit through if you have a mini machine. And then these lovely jewels and this beautiful DSP, which I'm going to show you. But the words, one of the word stamps in this set is much love in your new life together. Ah. And then today is a day to remember. It also has let's celebrate and sending hugs. And the paper is just, the DSP is outstanding. So there's a picture of it, but I'm going to pull out my 6x6 sheets just so you could see how gorgeous it is. I'll go back to that in a second. So with my camera and the lighting, yeah, I can already tell this, the foil, so this is foil. It is more beautiful in person than it is on the camera or in the catalog. This is like a very, do you remember the subtle embossing folder? Oh, that they had to retire. I don't know why. But this reminds me of the subtle embossing folder, kind of on like, say, Sahara sand. And it's a 12 by 12 pack, but I've cut it down for us to see on the Facebook Live tonight. It's just easier. This is like copper. So see how elegant it is? This is like Calypso Coral. Then this one I've used a lot of. So this almost looks like a rose gold. So I only have this chunk left out of my sheets. Or I think I have some more other small pieces. But anyway, petal pink. This is soft sea foam. Very foliage. And look at how gorgeous that is. There's a little bumblebee. This is fresh freesia. Yes, you're right. It is a shame that the note cards and envelopes from Saleabration sold out, because this goes beautifully with it. And this is Pool Party. And then the flip. I love this one. It's so soft and elegant. There's the ladybug, Cheryl. Did you find it? They said when we were watching the thing yesterday, they were like, there's ladybugs. And Cheryl was like, where's the ladybugs? There's one right there. So I'm using this sheet today and another one too. Which other one am I using? Maybe it's the one. I'll show you. All right. So these are the 3 cards. This one was done with just taking the blends, Pool Party Light and Dark, and then Fresh Freesia Dark, and then a little bit of light. There's the dies. This piece it was, like a regular rectangle. We cut with our scissors. There's that pretty ribbon. And then the bumblebees. This one was interesting. It is, do you see the brick and mortar embossing? That's on Calypso Coral, the embossing folder. We took a white craft pad and took one of our blending brushes to give that some texture. And then those very pretty pearls on there, a little bit of stamping. And then this one, this little piece is just like, it's a half circle, half circle die. So this was just a quick and easy one. This is on Petal Pink. And then look, we're going to use one of these tonight. One of those very pretty, I'll have to get the name of it. This is like a jewel trinket thing. And I don't usually use these, but I used it when my friend asked about making the wedding card. I thought, I'm really going all out. So here's my card that I made for my friend to give to her cousin. She said her cousin really appreciates or loves handmade things. So I hope my friend Sheila likes this to give away. So this is, hold on and I'll get my little kit. We're going to use a basic white, basic white thick cardstock. Oh, I got that on there upside down. 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. And then this color I pulled in, this is Soft Succulent, 4 by 5 1/4. Then we're going to stamp on this piece of Soft Seafoam. This is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And then my next layer, oh, there's another ladybug, Cheryl. 3 by 4 1/2. Here's another one. Now I want to tell you girls, this layout, another one of Pinterest, a Pinterest win for me. I save, like if y'all have Pinterest boards, I have, what do I call them? You know, you can name your boards. I think I call them cards. Oh, it's called, I have them card sketches. And whenever I see like a layout, I save it to my card sketch board on Pinterest. And so that's where I got the layout idea for this. And so this piece is 3 1/2 by 3 1/2. It goes on top of this one. And then to cut out the dies, you're going to need 2 1/2 by 3. Another 2 1/2 by 3. That's Pool Party. Because I thought I had them originally in white, and then I changed my mind and added a little bit of pop for the color. You're going to need, the next one is 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. This is the piece we're going to stamp on. This is, oh, this is one more of those little die cuts. It's Soft Seafoam, 1 3/4 by 2 1/4. And I want to share something that I've used tonight. I've been using it, but I'm going to use tonight, I'm going to show you how easy it is to use our adhesive sheets. So if you use a lot of intricate dies like this, and usually you would see me pull out like my silicone craft mat and a sponge, and I do the Tombow glue, and I put a little dollop on and take the sponge. Tonight, I got all fancy and I pulled out, I just started using these. These are called, they're just called adhesive sheets. And you get 12 sheets. They're 6 inches by 12 inches, and they are fabulous. They're oh so good. And so if you have those adhesive sheets at home, or if you want to order them from me, let me know. I used 2 pieces of 2 1/2 by 3, and then I used another one that's 1 3/4 by 2 1/4. So I'm going to pull these off to the side. I'm going to put my card right there so you can see it. And then I'm going to show you how the adhesive sheets work before I start stamping. So there's an adhesive sheet, and there's the cardstock. And then my pieces of Pool Party and my piece of Soft Succulent. Oh, yay, Kathy. I know. Yes, I know. We just got, Rick and I got an iPad from our kids for Mother's Day and Father's Day, and we love it. And it is nice to pull in to be able to see your Pinterest, see that on larger than just like on your iPhone or your Android. So the pieces that, here's my dies. I've already cut them out. These dies are in the Splendid Day Suite. This one I even left in there so you could see it. So do you see how teeny tiny it is? Now we do sell a fine tip glue pen again. That was one of the things they took away, and they brought it back. But the nice part about my first card that I made, now this is my second one, and I kind of added each time that I went along. I used the glue technique, and my fingers and my nails got all gluey. And then I thought, silly, pull out the adhesive sheets. So to use them with your dies, this, what I recommend is, this is the pool party sheet. I put on here 2.5 by 3, the same size. Really what I would recommend you doing is cutting it a little bit smaller than the actual size of your, you know, what you're going to cut your die out with. There's little, what do you call these? Cut things that make it easy to pull off the adhesive on the back of the adhesive. So there's both double-sided adhesive, but what we're going to do is we're going to lay this on. See, and I just pulled off half of that, and then I'm going to take the other half. Oops. And what happens is when I put the die on top of this and run it through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Sorry, I just had a moment. What happens is the cardstock, obviously, it's stuck to the, you know, the adhesive sheet. And then when I pull it out, let me get my little, there's adhesive on the back of this. And all I have to do then is get it started. There you go. Do you see what's happening right there? And it becomes like a sticker. So there's adhesive all on the back of that, exactly where I want it to go. So I wanted you, they're in the annual catalog, the adhesive sheets. If you do a lot of die cutting and don't like sticky fingers, get yourself some adhesive sheets, and they really go a long way because, you know, you can cut it down and then like I'm only using this portion, obviously, of my pool party, but I'm going to hang on to this because it's got adhesive on the back of it. So I can always cut a little flower or, you know, a couple little flowers from it because the adhesive is still going to be stuck to the back of it even after I get my die out of it. So I'm going to take, and I'm going to start assembling now. So I've got my card base, my white card base. I'm going to sit this up here so it doesn't get lost. Oh, and then I've got another thing I'm going to share with you. So thick, got to use the thick when you're using white for your card base. And then I'm going to take the soft succulent. It gets layered on. And then I'm going to pull in my soft sea foam, 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And I'm going to pull in my soft sea foam ink. And the stamp, which is the eucalyptus. And I'm just going to create like a border all the way around. Oh, I don't like that. I'm going to flip it over. Here we go. Thank goodness for both sides. And I love, if you've been with Stampin' Up long enough, or stamping, back in the day, this was how we created like our DSP. When we didn't have a lot of DSP, we kind of made our own with the stamps and the ink and the cardstock. So just all the way around, just a border like that. I'm going to close this up, pull this to the side. This gets layered on top of the soft succulent. See there again, there's that tiny little 1/16 of a layer behind it that just gives it a little pop. And then on top of that, we're going to take this beautiful soft sea foam embossed. Looks like it's been embossed with white embossing powder. And this is going to get put right in the center. And then on top of this, the 3.5 by 3.5 inch square. Oh my goodness. I almost hate to cover this one up. So pretty. Oh, I almost forgot. I need ribbon. There's gorgeous ribbon that goes with it. It's called, what is it called? Seam Binding Ribbon, and it's soft seafoam. Caught that just in the nick of time. All right, I'm going to put this beautiful ribbon on either side. Oh, it's a lot easier when you don't have the adhesive on the back. And wrap it around, press it down. There we go. So really, I'm creating a faux bow. I'm going to put that right in the center. And I'll go ahead and do that. Now it kind of looks like I'm wasteful, but I always cut like a longer piece. I guess this is probably about 4 inches, 4.5 inches. But really, I just think it turns out better if you use like a teeny tiny piece of ribbon. It never seems to turn out right for me. So I pulled it taut, and then I'm going to snip each end. So this is a little tiny petite bow. And this is my, oh, got adhesive on my fingers. This is my favorite way to make bows. I can tie a bow if I want to, but a faux bow is the way to go. So this is part of the suite, and it's got like a shimmer to it. It does make very pretty if you want to tie regular bows also. And then I'm going to pull in, these are called, here we go, the name of them. The official name is Open Leaf Trinkets. It's part of the suite. And they're heavy. So what I did was I brought in my mini glue dots. Hey, Paula. You're at the party. I'm going to take a glue dot. And just so oops, that's the wrong one. I'm going to pull off a glue dot. Here's one. And this is going to help anchor that bow in place. But it also is going to help anchor or keep this, oops, I shouldn't have pressed down. Keep the trinket in place. So I've got that. You can see it's like a charm. It does have like a hole at the end of it. Let me get it better in there. Well, boo. Oh my goodness. I want that little hole to be covered up. Okay, I'm going to take a second glue dot, and pull it off. And I'm going to do what we call a little log roll. So I'm going to take it and kind of pinch it in between my pointer and my thumb. And I'm going to put it underneath the point of this. So you really, really, really can't see it unless you look close. Oops. And I can use my take your pick tool and kind of shimmy it under there. And press it down. I wish that I could maybe use another one there. No, I'm happy. I'm going to quit fiddling. All right. The next thing I want to show you is when I was coming up creating this card, I wanted to be able to use the stamp Much Love in Your New Life Together. And I thought, oh, I'll use like a circle or a square, and nothing made me happy. And then one of my new die sets, which is from, it's called the All That dies. It's from, I believe, He's the Man. It's not a very fancy set, but oh my goodness, I just love this die. And so there you can see, look at He's the Man in the annual catalog. And this is what this die set was created for. But this one is called the All That Dies. I am in love with this one. And it felt like it was like elegant. Thank you, Brenda. I know. I felt like it was elegant and it fit the Much Love in Your New Life Together. I was so happy. And look, you can see on there, See how it cuts it, but it also has like an embossed piece, or yeah, is that the right way? Debossed, like right around there. Ah, made me so happy. It was one of those moments where you're like, oh, that's perfect. All right, much love in your new life together. Trying to get that on there as straight as I can. Oh, that's a little crookedy, but I'm gonna go with it. I'm off today, girls. Well, we're gonna go with it. This gets put up on dimensionals. And then the next thing, the last thing I have to do is put those dies, the die cuts that I've already cut out. Oh, and then stamp the inside. I want to show you that too. Thanks, Paula. All right, this is gonna go, oh yeah, we're gonna go with it. This is gonna go right here. And I kind of let the bow kind of hang over. And then my pieces that I've already cut out, oh, it's not those. Those were extra. I had such a good time cutting out the pieces that I went crazy. So here we go with the, this is from the Adhesive Sheets. Just peel that off. Nice and easy. Look how easy this is, girls. And I'm going to tuck that and set it down. So if you haven't tried it and you use a lot of intricate dies, especially like for Christmas cards, get yourself the Adhesive Sheets. They're just wonderful. There we go. No messy mess with the glue. You know what I think I did when I made this the first time? I put these down first before I put that label on there. Here's the last one. Because I wanted to make sure like the ends or the little branches were tucked behind. Tucked behind the label. There we go, and that back's already coming off. Thank you. And then, oh, look at all my mess. These are even kind of cool. If you're resourceful, look, that almost looks like a pretty piece of vellum. That's the back sheet of the adhesive. I think you could use that. I think you could. And then back with the beautiful pearls. This time, do you see, I went crazy. I used five pearls. Oops. Oh, one. Oh, and I cut there. We'll tuck one right there, two. They're kind of in a different place than the sample. 3, 4. I gotta have 5 because you gotta have an odd number, not an even one. So where should we put it? We'll tuck it right in there. Can't decide. I'll put it right there. All right, the last thing I want to show you is to decorate the inside. So the outside says, much love to you and your new life together. The inside, I took the soft sea foam and look at the mess I have. And I took Let's Celebrate. Oh, and get this out of the way, because you know what happens. Have you ever done that? Had the card almost done, and then you flip that over and it lands in the ink pad. That would be me. Let's celebrate. And then I'm even going to take and I'm going to put my eucalyptus down here in the corner. Kelly, my daughter, had a lot of eucalyptus in the wedding flowers, but they were darker. So, oh, thank you, Paula. All right, ta-da. Tell me which one you love. I'm in love with both. So we've got the wedding card, and then we also have the cornflowers. Cornflowers for Brenda. All right, flipping it around. Ooh, sorry about that. My goodness. Thank you everyone for watching tonight. I hope you enjoyed watching me make the cards. If you have any questions or you would like to purchase any of the products, please, you can go to my online store and order directly, or you're always welcome to contact me. If you're on YouTube and watching this video, I'll put my email address as well as my website in the details, in the, what do we call it? In the information below the video. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful week. God's blessings. Bye-bye.